me that too. She's like, April flowers, you'll get your May flowers, and I'm like,
April flowers bring May flowers.
April showers.
April
showers.
April showers.
If you
Bring me
flower, you'll get
flowers.
showers.
Welcome to another Happy Rabbit podcast. We got a special guest today. We got a good friend. She's in Utah. We said, hey, stop by the studio and come chat with us.
Hey.
Introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Hunter. Thanks for having me. It's like so casual. What's up?
We're cash.
We're stoked to have you. We've done some projects in the past. And
More projects in the
more
future.
projects in the
putting
future
it out
coming.
there. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're stoked to get you on this podcast and talk about some stuff.
Thanks for having me. I know it feels weird not having Chris here. He's like, "Are you gonna go without me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." Like,
Yeah.
I
bye.
prepared for Chris, yeah.
I was prepared. Yeah, Chris is a lot. I love having him here. He brings that energy, brings that vibe. I have a buddy to drink with.
No, 10 a.m. He's like, "Where's the whiskey?"
I brought the
Like,
Jameson
damn.
down for Chris just in case he got here.
Oh,
I
you
was like,
did.
Alex is
I thought
ready.
about him.
He'll be so honored that that was here for him. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to him. Like, they were prepared for
We were
you.
ready for
They
you,
really
dog.
were.
No, how do you like Utah? It's definitely colder here, different than LA. How are your Utah vibes?
Okay, it's freezing. Let's
Did
say
you
that.
pack
We'll start
Utah clothes?
Okay, I thought I had Utah clothes. I don't have Utah clothes. I have like long sleeves. And I was like, this is not enough. So now Chris's closet is just jam packed with my jackets. Chris goes
That's great.
outside in a short sleeve shirt. I'm like, I don't know what.
He's weird like that though. I've seen
What?
that kid on set, middle of the night, like in a short sleeve shirt
Yes.
and like shorts, and I'm
Yeah.
over here bundled in my like North Face down jacket.
He's a massive human, though.
He's
What
a
is he,
Viking.
like,
He's
He's
a
a
freaking
Viking.
Viking.
He's
Yeah.
got
a
the
Viking.
Viking blood.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Like we all call him the Viking one. He looks like it, but doesn't he actually have Viking blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Like,
does.
Yeah, he does.
He's a massive human, dude. Like, it's not normal.
No, I know.
Well,
and then
now-
he doesn't even wear snow boots either. And
Yeah.
like
No,
when we
no,
were filming
tennis
Give Me Your
shoes.
Eyes,
Yeah.
tennis shoes. It's
Yeah.
like we are in snow and it is -1 degrees.
I always think about that shoot. Quiet down or you're going in the snow. We did this video that went viral, and it's John and I doing a camera
The
change
camera
on
switch
Charles's
over
Trinity,
to Trinity.
and we're doing it, and Charles is talking while they're shooting upstairs and walking around us,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you hear Cope upstairs, quiet or you're going in the snow. It's great.
He just has such a good way of like being stern.
Yeah.
Because a lot of ADs will yell, and Chris is like, I don't need to yell. He just talk very loudly with his normal voice and just kind of make you feel good about being told to shut up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, okay, I don't mind it now.
So
Yeah.
is that where you and
He's good at
Chris
his
met?
job.
Was that movie?
Yeah, it was Give Me Your Eyes. That's where we met.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's where the romance
your
started.
eyes.
Give Me Your Eyes.
And
Who
then you and
knew?
your wife met on set.
You did?
Yep.
Set's a dangerous
Long
place
time
if you're
ago.
single.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem.
It's a dangerous place. I didn't know that you guys met on set.
Yeah, we did. We did this weird. Well, so like we met in school on a school project,
That's so
and then
cute.
she was like dating somebody, and then five-ish,
Charles pulled a little switcheroo.
Was he taller than you?
5 years later.
Oh, you didn't steal
I
her
don't
from
think
him?
so.
You didn't
Oh.
steal her
About
from
the
him?
same. No,
You waited.
I stole her from somebody else.
Gentleman approach.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Got her later.
Charles came in and
Oh.
swooped.
And then like 5 years later, we were working on this like pretty cool project actually. Like it was a theater, like a play,
Uh-huh.
and then we also had movie screens up on the stage,
Okay.
and then we projected stuff that we pre-recorded onto these screens, and then the actors would interact with the screens.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we had like all these screens all over. We had this awesome like massive projector that could cover like a theater, like theatrical stage. And yeah, and so like I was brought in to like DP it, and she was directing it. And so that's how we like
Oh.
reconnected
You're like, hey,
years later.
you're pretty
You're
cute.
like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm a
She's like,
DP.
yeah.
She's like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
a director. You're like, hey.
What a
Hey,
date. Hey,
team.
yeah.
let's make stuff.
I was gonna ask if you acted in. I was like, did you? No.
Charles,
Fear
an
in his
actor?
eyes,
I
the
would
fear.
love to see Charles do like a really serious, like,
Oh, I
emotional
could see that.
role.
Yeah.
But,
I think
yeah.
we should
Could
write
you?
something for that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
No.
some like
Yeah.
drugged out dude
Yeah, we should.
carries a
Oh.
revolver in
A
his
rock-
ripped jeans.
A rebel rock
See,
climber.
Yeah.
I acted in one movie.
What?
One movie in my
What
life.
was it?
It was called
We have to find
We're gonna
this.
find this,
We are
man.
going to
You are
find
never
this.
gonna find
Insert
this.
a clip right
I
here.
know.
It was
Lost
called My
footage.
Homeless Guy. And I played the homeless guy. So like me
What?
playing
I was right. I was right. Cracked out homeless guy is Charlie.
That's me.
I think you should be a casting director. This is impressive. This is
I
really
had
And
to
it's
good.
like,
I
I
had
see
super
people's
long
potential.
hair.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of
Yeah,
you
I
with
had
your
like
long
hair down to here. It was super curly. I mean, it's just curly all the time, but like
I think
long
you need to
hair.
grow the
Apparently,
hair
I look
out.
like a homeless guy when I have long hair.
I love it.
And it
Man.
never made the light of day. So what happened is the director and then like the producer had like, I don't know what happened, but they had a falling out, and then they like went to court over like the rights of the movie, and I don't know, and it never like
Darn.
It's
Do you have
so
any clips of
sad
it?
when you see that.
I got nothing from it
Dang it.
because it was like kind of when I was first starting out in the film industry. So like,
I wish we had that footage. I would pay an arm and a
2006,
leg
like
for that
that.
footage.
Same. I would go in
Yeah.
with you on
Maybe
that.
it-
We
maybe
all
see
come
that.
in together.
Yes.
We
How
pitch
much
in
does
on
footage
it.
I
cost?
think they might.
A lot, but we're not going to talk about
Can
it.
we buy the movie from
buy the
them?
movie so you can get footage of me.
I would
Charles,
love that.
man.
I also want to see more pictures of you with long hair.
Yeah,
So how old are you in that time frame?
I would have been like 26,
Young
my
Charlie.
age.
27,
Young
something like
hippie
that.
Charlie.
Young.
Young
Oh,
hippie
he
Charlie.
was
Rock
hippie.
climbing
Rock
Charlie.
climbing.
He had hair down to
Hippie
here, sleeping
Charlie.
on dirt. Like,
That's the movie I want to make of Charlie.
I slept on the
What?
floor.
You slept on the floor?
Yeah, like I broke my back,
Okay, that seems like a
Rock
good
climbing.
solution. Sleep
Yeah.
on the floor.
and so like
So I sleep on
sleeping on the
floor.
floor is like the best thing for your back. Actually, like
Is
to
it?
it's
keep
really
it-
good, yeah.
Yeah, it's
If
really
you
good.
felt my bed, you'd be like, you're a freak, Scooter. But my
Don't
bed,
listen to them.
it's like the ultra,
Yeah,
like the
what?
ultra firm. So it literally doesn't move at all, and it feels like you're sleeping on the floor.
Tempur-Pedic.
Okay, I
Tempur-
will
Mine is a
say though,
pillow.
when Chris is at my place, I think my bed is a little bit soft. And he's like, my back is
Yeah.
killing me. And then
Yeah.
here, I'm like, actually, your bed's way comfier. And he has like a hard bed.
Yeah.
So I guess there is some science to that.
So like when you get in an accident, any accident, right? Like
Uh-huh.
what's the first thing that the EMTs put you or like basically do to you? They immobilize your neck,
Mhm.
and then when they're getting ready to move you, they put you on a backboard, which is literally a piece of cardboard to transport you. And
So
it's
now you
sick.
sleep on a piece of
because it's
cardboard.
like the most natural,
So
like
now you sleep
So
the way
on
that you're
now-
supposed to be. So anyway, so no, we like have a Tempur-Pedic, but
You do? Wait, is it now?
Yeah.
Is it squishy or is it actually really hard?
it's like so my wife likes it squishy, and I wish I
He has
had
a
I
split.
wish I had Scooter's mattress, but
Do you have like the
I'm not that
mattress-
bougie.
That's
you-
what we have.
No, so
Well,
we,
you can
we went the
change
middle of
it?
the
Oh
road.
yeah,
Okay.
went
we
the
have
middle
the
of road,
split
yeah.
mattress, and then that moves, and then she has super soft, and I have ultra firm.
Wait, that's so cool.
It's
That's
awesome.
fancy.
That's when you know you've made it.
That's when you
is
know
when
you
you
made
have
it.
I don't know
that
about that,
That's
but
successful right there.
That is no. Chris and I have been talking about it. He's
Fuck.
like, that's what like NFL players have. So
Okay,
like
but-
you are up there.
I will admit though, what happened was I was on a Christmas movie a year ago, and I pulled out my back. I was like lifting something heavy, and I literally never had this in my life. Like dropped on set, and I had to leave set. I couldn't finish the movie out, and there was probably like 2 months of recovery where like lifting anything anywhere heavy was like pinching my back. I was wearing back braces, everything. The second I switched my bed, it all went away.
Really?
Weird.
Like I was seeing
It makes a
chiropractors.
difference.
I was seeing a dude who was sticking needles in the shock thing. What is that called?
Like the
Acupuncture?
Is it? Yeah,
I don't know.
acupuncture, and then they do the shock stems.
yeah
to
the
it.
TENS machine or whatever that thing is
electrotherapy
called.
or
Yeah,
something?
those.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
electrotherapy.
We sound so
I was
smart
doing
right now.
everything for my back, and then we got a new bed, and it fixed itself in like 2 days.
What?
It was me sleeping on like a really soft mattress.
On a good bed.
Okay,
I'm
wait.
telling you, Tempur-Pedic people, not a sponsor, but I wish they were.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I would
Tempur-Pedic
love to take
plug.
all
a
the
bed.
way.
Wait,
So-
how old were you when that happened?
2 years ago,
How old are you now? You're-
27.
You're young.
Yeah.
That okay. The
He's
first
full
time
of
I pulled out my
problems.
back, it was on my 28th birthday. So I feel you.
Yeah,
It
so
can happen.
It's scary too when it happens. You're like, I'll pay any amount of money to
It's the
not feel like this
worst.
in my life. Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
So.
I can't
Sucks.
imagine. He's like, yeah, no, that really sucks. I broke my back.
He's like, yeah, I know
Fuck
what
you
you're talking
guys.
about.
Like,
My
yeah,
back
guys.
was in half.
Rock climbing stories.
But no, Hunter, I've been wanting to know this. When did you start acting? I know you and your sister both act.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys start together? Was it something that you did, she did? What was that dynamic like, and where did acting fall into your world?
So my older sister, her name's Kelly. She started acting when she was super young.
Mhm.
I think like 5 or 6, and she was super precocious, just like the cutest thing, so outgoing, and I was so shy, like hid behind my mom's legs at the grocery store, was terrified of everybody. And people used to tell my mom, like, you have to get Kelly into acting, she's so cute, she'd be so good. And so back in the day, I don't know if it's done the same way now, I'm sure it's not, but you would get headshots taken, you'd submit them to different agencies. So Kelly got signed with an agent that we were with for a really long time. And I would just go with them to auditions, but I was just like terrified. And then one day we were just at the agent's office and I was like, I want to do it. And my mom's like, fuck no, what are you talking about? I was like, no, I do. And then luckily the agent was like, okay, come in. Like, let's just have her like read something.
And how old
just
were you?
try. I was 6.
Okay, so,
So
you're
I
about your
started at
sister's age
6.
when she started.
Yeah, I started at 6, and then when Joey came along, Joey's 6.5 years younger than me.
Oh, okay. I was
She-
thinking Joey was your older.
Kelly's my older sister, then me.
Don't let her
Joey's
watch this.
Love you guys.
Joey is yeah, don't watch this one. Joey is 6.5 years younger, and so then when she came along, she was just like born to perform. She came out of the womb
Older
like
sisters
dancing,
given
basically.
like
At that
she has
point.
the following. It's kind of like those football families when all the brothers play
Yeah.
football, and it's like the youngest one is like coming up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is your rite of passage. Here you go.
Here's your
And
life.
Kelly eventually stopped. She's like, not for me. Kelly's like the smart one out of all of us. Joey's the funny one. I don't know what my thing is yet. I think I'm just born to be like their audience, which I love. But Kelly is so smart. She works for Netflix. Joey's so good at what she does. But yeah, Joey just came out of the womb just ready to go. She would just like dress up and just like put on shows for everybody, and we would sit there and like watch her perform. So yeah, I don't know. I've been doing it since I was 6.
What
and
was
then-
your first show you were on?
The first thing I did that I can remember was it was a super small part in this movie called AI by Steven Spielberg, and it was like the tiniest little role. And I just remember there was all of these, I don't know what they're called, like they're artificial intelligence, but they're robots, and all these people in hair and makeup, and I was just terrified of all of them. And I had to go and get like a prosthetic arm made, which I thought was
Oh,
the
cool.
coolest
That's
thing.
sick.
All to hold like this robotic teddy bear, because I was 6 years old and couldn't hold up this like 50-pound bear. But
Oh wow.
it was really small part, but it was such a cool experience. So
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So getting on there young, and then obviously we've shot some projects with you. We finished up 2 feature films, or no, 1.
one.
Why did I think we filmed 2 together?
Did we? And I didn't. Was I not? Was I not?
Were you like, was I not there?
Was I not there?
It's
Why
coming
was I
up.
thinking it? We filmed 2 features together. Maybe
Did
it's
we?
just one.
I think
one.
it's one. It's one.
Everything
Give me
blurs
your eyes.
together. Just
Well,
give me your
It
eyes.
felt like
We're. Well, I know you and Chris have worked together, obviously. A
and then
ton.
we've had some projects we've talked about, like wanting to bring you in and stuff. Maybe they all blur together.
Maybe. And then I know we're going to shoot. We're putting it out there. 2024 is the year of.
Oh, we're shooting projects.
Shooting
We got some
projects.
stuff
Let's
in the
go.
books. You guys have been
doing it.
busy writing.
Busy right now.
We got some cool things in the works. That's gonna be fun to look forward to.
I'm
But I want to
excited.
talk about Give Me Your Eyes. First project we did together.
Yeah.
You came to Utah. Was that your first time working in Utah?
That was my first time working, or I think ever being in Utah. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you decided to do a winter night movie.
Yeah, no, fuck.
That's like the coldest shit you can do in Utah. We hate doing it.
It was so cold, and I feel like it was way colder than it is now.
It was so
It was
cold that
so
year.
So
This is
fucking
you
cold.
can't compare anything to this year because I've never in my life of living in Utah seen a winter like
So
this.
We
warm
had a
and
couple
weird.
years ago
Oh.
where it was like it like never got below like 50 degrees.
Really?
Or something. Even at nighttime, like it really didn't get that cold. And then
It's
during the
weird.
day, it was like 60, and you're like, it's freaking winter time. Like
Global
it was the
warming.
weirdest winter ever. And
Global
that was like
warming.
3 or 4
Yeah,
years ago.
seriously.
But yeah,
Ooh,
It's
for
weird. We
sure.
say it's not real, but
I know, right?
It
You're like,
is.
come to Utah
I know.
and look at 2 years ago. That shit was so cold, and look at now. We're
Yeah.
like, it's kind of hot.
Oh, I have
here.
Yeah.
pictures when I was a little
Mhm.
kid, and you probably remember it more, but we used to have like 3-4 foot days of
Yeah.
snow in the front
Oh.
yard.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
dude,
would
snow
walk-
days were real.
Yeah, we couldn't
Yeah.
get to school. Like
Yeah.
schools were legitimately canceled, and for Utah, that's like a huge thing. Like
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
cancel
I,
school,
I
you have to
remember
have a
being
lot.
like
lot of
4 years
snow.
old and building tunnels in my front
Yeah.
yard
Mhm.
under because the snow was so tall. I built tunnels under the snow.
Yeah, we did the
That's how
same
much
thing.
we had.
We did the same thing.
Yeah, and
That's
now it's
wild.
like if we had that much snow in the valley, it'd be like unheard of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a total like nightmare right
Yeah.
now.
That is so,
So you
wild.
dive
Global
in
warming.
deep, negative degrees.
Yeah.
You're like, screw Utah, and
I
then
know.
what?
I don't know. And then apparently I'm like, actually, I really like this guy here. So I'm gonna
I'm
take him.
gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna find an excuse to come back to Utah.
Yeah, it was so cold on that set, the night shoots. I mean, but I feel like you kind of just forget about it. You're
Yeah.
like, you forget the pain. You're like, "It
Everyone's in
wasn't
the
that
pain with you,
bad."
so you like
Yeah.
you don't want to be that person being like the not the weakest link, but like everyone's out in the
Right.
cold. You don't want to be that person complaining because
No.
you know the person next to you is going through it as well. And to be honest, actors have it way worse than we do because we can just wear as many layers, as many things,
It's
bundle,
true.
sweat, like whatever we need
Yep.
to do. Dude, there's times where I see actors in like thin layers and shit outside. Like our last commercial we just did, and the homie's wearing like a button-up T-shirt outside, and it's like cold.
You're like, I'm so
And
sorry.
we're putting our big poofies on.
Yeah, and winter boots, and he's got running shoes on, or in your case, like multiple situations.
I
where
don't know. I
we
feel
were
like you
outside.
guys have it bad too. Because I mean, at lunch, like we get to go into like our trailers and stuff, and you guys are just like standing in the snow all day, all day long. So I mean, I won't argue with the times when you're in like very
It's
little
a catch.
clothing.
It's a catch.
But
what I'm
like
hearing is it
Elifer,
just kind of sucks for actors and camera guys in that snow, man.
I think it just sucks
It
for
just
fucking
does.
everybody.
Winter.
It
The
sucks.
only time it's nice, let's be honest, the only time it's nice is when it's a bluebird day, not too hot, or you're in a studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're either cold or sweating your ass off.
that is true. I felt so bad for Elifer when she was filming some of those scenes in like her pajama set in
Yeah.
the snow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could see like she had like a little bit of midriff showing. I was like, poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Ooh.
there were
Dude,
so many times.
the coldest, at least for me, like the coldest is we were in the trees by the cabin, and I like traipse out there with Trinity, and it's like pitch black, and it's like the end of the night, and it was freezing cold, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, this is the coldest I've ever been, like with the Trinity,
is
and I
it.
had to do like this 360 shot in like 4 feet of snow, like
Oh.
going around her, and I was just like, I don't know if we can pull this off, and I think we actually ended up only doing like 180 or
180
something,
around
yeah.
there.
Was that when we were filming like where the Jeep was like above on that? I'm trying to remember.
No, it
when
was
you
by
said
the cabin. Like
I feel like there was
um,
multiple cabins.
there
not Camp
was-
Tracy.
There was not Camp Tracy, but like
One of the houses,
Yeah, one of the houses.
like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah,
know
yeah.
what you're talking
Towards
about.
the end,
Yeah.
remember the two bad guys that we, not Camp Tracy, but we had the two bad guys night stuff at the house, and we were filming behind the house up on the hill.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was the coldest I've ever been.
that
Okay.
was so
That was so freaking cold.
Yeah.
And when Gary was like, "We're just gonna shoot this scene out and we'll get it done," and we were almost done with the night, and it was like 3 or 4 a.m. or something.
Mhm.
And I remember being so hungry and so cold on the side of that mountain. I was like, I could just walk off set right now and like go get McDonald's and be so content. But I stuck through it.
I made it work.
Where was the location? Were you guys up in the mountains on that one?
Everywhere.
We were
Everywhere,
in like
yeah.
up Provo Canyon, and then we were
Park City.
Park City.
Did we do Park City?
Didn't we go up by Gary's house for a while?
Did we?
No, I think you're getting.
No, that
Hunting
was
Ava Bravo.
Hunting Ava Bravo that you guys
The-
did. Yeah.
They like go together for me too,
But
but
Camp Tracy,
Camp
Provo
Tracy,
Canyon,
Provo Canyon,
and
and
there was
then on
another.
stage.
And then the cabin.
the stage.
Yeah.
There
and then
was
the
that
stage.
house. That house we went at. We filmed in the house where he gets shot in the leg.
Oh, and
Out
then the
the back?
one with that Chase. What was Chase's?
Oh yeah, there
character's
was that house in
name?
that was at Big Cottonwood Canyon, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah.
he gets shot. We did the shooting scene
Yeah,
there in the
Yeah.
leg
that's right.
and all that.
So in the middle of winter, they put you up the worst snow canyons in Utah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hence why,
It was
and we
awesome.
joke about this, but why Charles and I invested into like trucks and
Yeah.
things because you never know if it's middle of the night, snowing, and then you get off at 4 a.m. and you want to go home and
Yeah.
not like sit there for
Yeah.
another 10 hours. Yeah. So
And then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
there.
trucks in Utah go hand in hand. Did you ever get stuck in the snow during that shoot?
I just was like, I'm not gonna drive. I'm just gonna stay here.
I'll let
Order
production
food.
take
yeah.
care of it.
Yeah. I was like, I can't do this. And then this time when we were coming back to Utah, I was like, am I gonna be able to drive? Because we drive usually back and forth to LA and here.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like nothing right now. Like you're so
Yeah.
fine.
Right now, yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine. Do you probably just have normal tires?
Yeah, I was like, do I need like a 4-wheel drive or snow tires? Chris, of course, is like, I've never had snow tires.
Chris also
Like, of fucking
Chris
course.
drives an electric
I know.
Audi in the middle of winter. Mind you, it's really good in snow. But I've seen that fool like snow, and he just comes rolling up in his car.
I
He's all
know.
like stoked, and I'm like, dude, I'd be sketched.
I no, no worries, that guy. Absolutely not. He's like,
Just a
if
ball,
not, we'll
ball of
figure it
love.
out.
Living his
Right?
life.
Yeah, Chris is the least stressed out person I've ever met in my life. Like the most stressful situation could be happening. He's like, what can you do?
That's a
Like,
good
that is a
person to have
great-
around you.
I used to be
Great
like that.
way to live life.
No, we
When I
were
had
on
kids.
set one time, and Chris, like, shit was hitting the fan, and I was like, are we even gonna finish our day? It was on the Sasha movie, and he came up to me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes, it'll work out. And just like kept walking, and I'm like, this is kind of on you, dude. Like, you gotta figure this out.
Little bit.
But like, I feel like he
It'll
just
work
somehow
out.
always
We had like
does.
a second team coming in shooting that day, and yeah, it was a lot happening.
Always figures it out.
He's funny.
It'll work out.
Yeah, it'll work out.
It'll work out.
Interesting.
So we shot Give Me Your Eyes in Utah. Do you have any plans of coming to Utah in the summertime, not in the winter?
Okay, it gets like really fucking hot here though, doesn't it too?
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
awesome.
you either get frozen or you get melted.
Yeah.
Well, no. Here's the thing about Utah: you get to ski up in the up in the mountains,
Yeah.
but then you can have a nice warm lake day 4 months from now.
That is,
Do you
the
get that
best
in
of both
Cali?
worlds.
I guess you do someplace.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you can go
called
up
the
to like
ocean.
Big Bear,
Well,
and
no,
then you
there-
go to the ocean.
yeah, you can. What is it? Lake Bear? Or
Big Bear.
Big Bear,
Big Bear.
yeah.
Yeah, you can go to Big Bear. And
Yeah.
Or that's somewhere else. Sorry.
Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe. Yeah, I mean that's kind of far. That's like
Yeah.
8 hours or something away.
Yeah,
but
true.
like Big Bear
That's
is like
far.
pretty close. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't snowboard or ski. So
Have you ever been?
I've been snowboarding. I tried a couple of times. I'm not very good at all.
Snowboarding's hard.
It's so hard.
It's hard.
And then I had hip surgery a year ago, and I'm like, I think I'm out on that. Like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's,
Yeah.
Surgery will end some.
I was like, it's probably
Yeah.
not, probably not good. Yeah, there's been times where ice and like stuff falling up there can get dangerous. I've bruised my ass many times
Have
snowboarding.
you?
Mm.
Have you broken anything snowboarding?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to be a professional snowboarder. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not fucking know that. What?
Yeah, so I used to compete all around the world
What?
and like did the freeride world tour and all that. And I've broken almost every bone in my body besides my femurs and
Okay,
my neck.
I definitely have I don't know how this has never come up that you were
Yeah,
like
and then
casually
this whole
professional
elbow is
snowboarder.
made out of metal. Like I've had this
What?
elbow reconstructed, so there's
Yeah, it
like
looks so weird.
4 plates and
Weird
6
skin on
screws
it.
holding my elbow together.
What?
It's wild. I've had a long action sports career, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And I jumped to the other side of the camera,
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and I realized you make more money and you don't get as hurt. holding
I
it
would
down.
hope, yeah, and not quite as often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the most painful thing that you broke? Like recovery or
Elbow
just?
for sure. I completely shattered this elbow, and like to the point where you'd hold my arm like that, and it swung the other way. Like,
What?
yeah, and
Fun.
my muscles went up into my bicep, contracted into my shoulder, and they had. to,
Oh
like,
yeah, dude.
What
pull
did they
the
do for
bicep-
that?
They just pull the
Pull it
muscle
straight.
down and reattach it and
What's
everything.
up?
Was that so painful until you had surgery? I mean, I can't even imagine what recovery was like.
Honestly, all joking aside, I didn't know it was broken. I was in all shock, and I went to go hit the feature again, and
Of
I
course.
like my arm was just down here, thinking it was just kind of hurt, and we were using a bungee toe in, and I go to grab like the toe, the rope to tow me in, and I bring this arm up to grab it, and it just swings back down, and I was like,
That's not normal.
I was like, I can't control my arm, and at that point, trying to use my muscles when the bicep went in my shoulder.
Did you see it?
Did you
Like,
feel
were you?
it,
Did
like-
you
Oh,
see
everything, yeah. And I was like, yeah, we need to go to the hospital, boys. And like we wrapped it up and got out of there.
it? My God.
That's awesome.
Snowboarding, is,
yeah.
yeah, that'll get you, dude.
What?
It's a thing.
Okay, wait. Then how old were you when you started in film?
So I've kind of always dabbled in film, but I would say when I was 17, 18 is when I started taking it really serious. And then I moved to LA when I was 19.
But how old were
For
you
film.
when we met?
When we
The
met,
first time.
I was 21,
The first time.
6, 10.
6.
You were like 10.
I was like 10 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like 10.
Um,
He was 10.
Throwing out some numbers.
But I was
Were
10
you
years
really?
old holding a camera on set. Charles was out there shooting, and I was shooting BTS for a music video when I was like 10.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you guys meet then?
How did you?
On set.
Wait,
On set.
How
Yeah,
did
but
you
wait.
get
I'm
it?
sorry. How did you get there at 10?
I'm with you. I'm like, how did that? How did you get a
Okay,
camera?
okay. We're leaving out some details.
So I was hired at 10
I
to
a
do some
BTS
BTS.
So Brent Geisler, the gentleman coming in tomorrow
Uh-huh.
for a podcast, he is good family friends, and
He's
was,
the first AD. He's
First
DJ,
AD.
DGA
Okay.
and we were family friends with them. My dad and him just hung out,
and a
then-
director, too. He's directed some High School Musical.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then my
So-
dad helped like produce some projects for him and kind of like do some stuff. They got up to Temecula Film Festival, and then Brent is actually who got me my first camera, and then that's when you guys were shooting that for my sister, who is a singer, actor, influencer type person.
And she was making
And she
a
was
music
making
He was
video.
shooting a music video.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, da da da, and that's where we first met. And Brent was like, this kid loves film, and then I started working on sets from like then on.
That's
And
crazy.
filming stuff. Yeah. So I started
That's so
really young.
cute.
Yeah.
You guys
But to
have
be
known each
honest,
other forever.
that is a
Mhm.
huge part of my success in the film or in the snowboard industry is because I was like one of the first people as cameras and DSLRs were coming out to like capitalize on capturing yourself, which hence came the sponsors and everything else.
Yeah.
So it kind of went hand in hand.
Would you like film other people snowboarding while you were snowboarding, kind of thing?
Yeah, so I've done. That's actually on that Netflix movie we did with Lindsay Lohan. That's what they hired me for, where I was like the on-hill operator. Like, so I was snowboarding with the skiers, like riding off jumps with them and stuff. With that,
That's
that's
wild.
what's cool about operating too in the film industry, is doing action sports and playing with that.
Then that's like when your two worlds collide. And you're like, this is where I am happiest.
We were actually just
Yeah.
talking about that before you got here. We are like, we need to do more rock climbing because
Yeah.
Charles is a huge rock climber. We're like, we need to just like get on the side of mountains with cameras and like do more crazy stuff.
Back to the roots.
Try
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of adrenaline,
It's kind of
yeah.
interesting. I mean, yeah. And Charles is down the same boat. I mean, he's broken his back from rock climbing, crazy shit. So
Wait, I think we talked
Dumb.
about this. Did you watch that? I'm sure that you did. The Free Solo movie. Were your hands sweating the whole time too, or no?
Yep.
Because it
yeah,
was-
what'd you think of Free Solo? I love that movie. No,
I
I,
liked
got my
it.
hands
So
sweaty.
Did we
good,
talk
but,
about
like,
this the other day, or
ooh.
was that with somebody else?
Yeah, but I'm putting you on blast
Oh,
by
okay.
on the podcast. Now cameras
You
are
pretend that you never talked about this before.
Oh, is that what we do? Weird.
Oh, I've never seen that.
What?
No, I
This
couldn't
is the
remember.
first time
I
we're
felt like-
talking about them.
I feel like this comes up all the time when people find out I climb. But yeah, so like that movie it's a good show. I mean, like it's entertaining, but like it's
Is it real?
like we
Oh, yeah.
say all the time, if it's a movie or if it's on TV, it's fake, right? It's all to like get views and get you to watch and buy the
Telling
show,
me this
right?
is fake.
And
Yes, it
so
did.
like yeah, no, he did do the climb, but I mean like all the hype around it and all that stuff it's all fake. It's
Fair.
TV, you know.
Can I
like-
ask you an honest question?
Yeah, it's a documentary, but it's like
Fair.
You're gonna break my heart right
not
here.
real.
Oh no.
Did he actually? I know he free soloed it.
Oh yeah.
You can't lie about that. The way they documented and filmed it, was that his free solo climb?
Was that in one attempt?
It probably was in
Okay.
one attempt.
Because
You
that
can't get
it
off
didn't-
when you don't have anything on.
wrong,
No, you can.
but
Man?
Yeah.
but
You can bail.
yeah, and you can put on a line while you're on the
True,
wall
true.
and everything. And they make thin lines, so it's not a full thing, but it's more or less like a rope harness that you can
Oh,
just quickly
Jesus,
put
dude.
on.
Swami belt. I don't know if that's PC anymore, but that's what we used to call them.
Bleep.
Because that was my biggest thing with 100 or not 127 hours, different movie.
Oh god, that movie too.
That's a good one. He
Fuck.
did that one
Yeah,
too.
we're talking
With
about
free
that.
solo.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
But with
Yeah.
free
Fuck.
solo, that was my biggest thing, was the idea of not knowing when he's gonna do it. Waking up one morning, because you have an idea, right? But he has to wake up and feel it. His life's on the line. You're not just like, Thursday I'm doing it. Like, they
You're like, I have a
had a
stomach ache.
2-week time frame or whatever, and then he
Yeah.
went out and did it. So you don't really know. So your crew has to be ready every day, all day, in the middle of the night, because it's a 4 a.m. start or whatever. 3.
Well, there's like a window, right? Because they had to go up there and rig all the stuff up there.
That's what I'm getting at. Is like to do that and time it, and then okay, he's going. All
Yeah.
your cameras are charged.
Like they make it
You're
seem like
rolling,
he's like they're like, oh my gosh, he's going, let's go, we gotta go, like kind of a thing, and then he's just like climbing the wall, but it's like no, they had to like set up all the cameras and have them already all pre-set up.
Yeah.
You don't
Rig the
think it
dudes
was
on the
like that?
walls.
It was probably like a time period, like
because
a
part of me
week
thinks that like as the
or 2 weeks.
as the athlete, you don't give a shit. Your life's on the line. Like you're like, I will tell you in this 2 weeks when I'm going.
Yeah.
You as production do what you need to do.
No, it probably was something like that,
be
but it
prepared.
wasn't like out of the blue, like, oh, I'm just gonna go do it.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know,
Have
for
you
sure. It's
guys-
like,
they had the route. Like he climbed the route with a rope like 20 times with the crew as they're
Yeah.
picking out
So
spots.
you could find
Yeah.
shots and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
My question is like,
Wow.
how? I mean, as a rock climber, maybe you can tell me what happens if he has to go to the bathroom.
You just pee off the wall.
That's
Yeah.
a good question.
I'd just poop.
Would
I
you?
don't know.
Poop? How
Just
do I-
poop. Pull your pants down.
How?
Poop.
When you're free soloing?
you don't.
How
when-
can you?
Just hold it.
What
don't.
do you do?
you don't go to the bathroom?
But what do you do?
Your
if, like,
mind's
you're in,
worrying
like, a
about not
danger
dying.
zone.
Like honestly, if it's like if you're 10-1, then like you can just go and it just goes in the atmosphere. Like it never hits the ground. 10-1.
You're that high up. Yeah.
You're that high up. It
Oh
just
wow.
It's kind of cool. Actually.
Yeah.
I
it
feel
just
so
feels
dumb.
right.
I was like,
Hunter and I
whoa.
just look at you like, well, I guess
Whoa.
we gotta try
10-2.
peeing in the wind sometime.
That would have some mass coming down.
Yeah, if you're 10-2, like it's
That's sketchy.
Terminal
Yeah.
velocity on a turd.
that's not something that you do in that wall. Like on the normal people that climb the wall, usually they do it in a couple days, right? And they have tubes.
Okay.
that you like defecate in,
Okay.
and then
Turd tubes?
yeah, turd tube. They're called poop tubes.
Wow.
I love that name
Yeah.
way better.
And
They
we-
should really
Yeah, we just we make
rebrand.
them out of PVC, and then like
I have
it's just
so many
a
questions.
PVC tube
What?
with the threads on the end, and then like you
Yeah,
do one end that's
wow.
capped and one end that you can unscrew.
So
And
it's
then
probably safe to say
They're
that production
reusable.
probably had those on the wall.
probably the guys that are hanging out there next to their cameras were like, yeah, going.
I just
in
don't
a
know when
poop
you're
tube.
free soloing it. You don't
But
have
when you're
like
free
wires.
solo, you don't have any of that stuff, so you don't.
You just hold it in.
You hold it. You're
I
going to the
guess.
end.
I think
Okay,
there'd be a
maybe
different feeling up on the wall.
Some of
versus
you
me
don't
in
have
my car.
IBS. I'm just saying. It's
think
not
I-
always. You don't always have that luxury. Is
I'm
all
just
I'm
putting
trying
it
to
out
say.
there. I'm worried about not falling.
Have you guys seen Valley Uprising?
No.
So it's another one. It's based on the history of Yosemite climbing, and it kind of
Oh,
goes
cool.
through like the rock monkeys, the rock pirates, and like these
Oh, maybe
different
I have seen
groups.
that. That was like that one's like really good.
That one is the one to watch. And they
Yeah.
have
Okay.
dudes back in the day with Super 8s, bro, and his name was Jim Bridgewell or something. He would take acid, dude, and go up on these walls free soloing with his Super 8, and he would take these dudes on these just free solo climbs of unknown routes. And he would just come with his camera, pop a couple tabs of acid, and go up on the wall. And everybody was like, it was a rite of passage to go with him because you never knew if you're going to die or live because this dude's up on the wall flying on acid, but he does the most creative and
Okay,
ingenious
that is
lines
like
you'd ever find.
wingsuit jumping or like or what,
Those, like,
base jumping. Like you're asking to die. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, that kind of is. Yeah,
Like-
seems like it. a
Because with
little bit.
acid, it gives you that false sense of
I
like
kind
I
of
can
get
do
that
whatever.
with this guy a little bit too, like that sense of like if I'm on the wall and fall, it is what it is.
Because you have one option.
Look
you're
at
gonna
him,
die.
he's just-
Like
Yeah.
it's live or
But
die.
I was never. I'm not like a free soloist in that sense. Like I use ropes because it's dumb, like not to use a rope and
Yeah.
climb. And I'm sorry, I will call anybody out. I don't care who you are or how good you are, because I've had more friends pass away from free soloing or climbing without a rope than
And I don't think people
should
even
have,
realize
Yeah.
how
you know?
dangerous
I'm
it is
sure.
with a rope. I had a buddy a year and a half ago. His name was Mason. He was climbing around Little Cottonwood, and he had a rope on. He went around this boulder, and the whole boulder broke off, and it landed on him and killed him. But he was all roped up. He was everything, but the weight of the rock just popped every single thing out coming down with him.
it happens.
And it
Holy
is what it
shit.
is.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, like we're humans, like we make mistakes and
It
like
happens.
one little slip and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
done.
And it's not even
That's
in your
where I'm
control.
at. As I
You're-
get older, now we got the baby coming. I start like leveling out things like risk versus reward. And
Yeah.
the older you get, there seems to be a lot more little reward for the risk.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the little rewards are more worth it than these huge ones that we used to go for with like, cause you and me are the same person. Like my doctor even, he was like, you're a type A person. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he's like, you live on adrenaline. Like you wake up for it, and what you do at the end of the day and what you're hunting for in life is adrenaline. And I think there's that fine line where if you do have a kid and stuff, it knocks that off. You can't really live that life anymore. And we had that talk yesterday. He's like, I
That's
won't
what
jump out
Charles
of
has been
planes.
telling me for years, and I've
To
been
an
like,
extent. I mean, I still climb. I got a child. We
For
still climb. We go
sure, for
skiing
sure.
every day.
But you're not gonna now go.
You
try
did
to
sell
free
your
solo
bullet
or something, you
bike.
know?
I sold my bullet bike.
That was
Wait,
the
what's
one to save.
that?
Gosh.
he had
What is
like
that?
a bullet, like those fast little like
Little
Like a
crotch
crotch
rocket.
rockets or like
Yeah.
those
Bike?
little fast
It
bikes.
was
Not
so
a Harley,
so
but like
fun.
Just like a little.
Yeah, I'm not a Harley guy. I'm a go fast guy.
He's a techie.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
electronic
Even when I go skiing,
computers
like,
in my bike.
There's no brakes. It's just straight down the mountain.
Oh,
He's
okay,
that
yeah.
dude where
Like-
someone's trying to learn turns and Charles goes over the tip of his skis or
Yeah.
something. Mach 9.
go faster, loser.
Get out of the way.
I mean, literally, that can happen with anything. My older sister was riding her bike to work one day, and a semi truck hit her. So,
Oh,
like,
gosh.
literally can happen doing anything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which
Oh.
Crazy.
That I feel like, I mean, given any situation, but I feel like it always happens to like the people not trying to be risky in
Yeah.
that situation. You hear about these guys, Charles, that like rock climb, point it down the mountain is great. And like then you hear about the people that are like playing it safe a little bit and kind of doing their thing, and then something like that happens, and it's like, how do you know?
I think it's almost a thing though, because people who don't do these type of things don't have that mentality and mindset and like preparedness and quickness to handle those situations. Charles is like, if something happens, Charles, I know.
So
what
you're
to
just
do.
on defense mode 24/7.
it's not defense mode. It's like that instinct, right? So like, for example,
I feel you though.
here's a good example, right? My wife and I like took our daughter and then some of our cousins, and we went canyoneering. Okay. And we went down Little Blue John's, which is where Aaron Ralston got his arm stuck and had to cut it off, right? 127 hours is what.
So you brought your kid and a bunch of other little kids into
the
the place
canyon.
where homie fell, got his arm stuck, and okay,
Yeah.
With a big smile. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
all go sometime.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah, for sure.
The same rock won't fall again, guys. Come on.
No, it's down there.
like
It's not moving.
lightning striking twice. Yeah. Not gonna happen.
But it was weird. I've never had this particular experience happen with us. But my wife was up in front with us, and we had our dog with us too. And she was up front with our dog, and then I was bringing up the rear, just making sure all the kids could get through the canyon, right? And she has this thought of like, I need to put my dog back with Charles at the back, and like she had it a couple times, and she's like, all right. So she takes the dog and drops him off with me, and then she keeps going up in front of the other kids, and she comes around a corner, and then I hear from way up there is like, oh my gosh, there's a snake! Oh my gosh, it's a rattlesnake! Oh my gosh, it's a baby rattlesnake!
You're like, it's getting worse.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's like
so-
worse,
shit.
And if you don't know, there's like baby rattlesnakes
That's the
are the
worst kind.
worst because they can't control how much venom comes.
and they're the
out.
most aggressive.
Yeah. And so it's like, if she didn't have that like
Instinct.
instinctual, like from like just doing all the crazy stuff that we do, then like
Just
our
walk right
dog
over it.
probably would have gotten bit and
Mm-hmm.
died because he's just, because he was out there in front.
So basically, what you're saying is that we just need to all do a lot of crazy adrenaline junkie type shit.
And the level
To
of
prepare.
risk
That's what I'm picking up.
will dilute itself.
Yeah.
The more crazy we
Exactly.
go, the
You'll
less
be more
risk we have.
prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
for
what
the
I'm
crazy
figuring
shit
out
life
this
throws
podcast,
at you.
man. I think we figured
Okay.
something out today, guys.
I think we did.
That's what's up.
So who wants to go bungee jumping?
Let's go.
So
go.
we're
Let's
going
go.
skydiving after the podcast.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
See, skydiving, we just can't all go together. You have to be in like different,
Pods.
yeah.
So
pods.
something
Okay.
bad happens.
Right.
We don't all
Like
go
my
down
wife wants to
together.
go skydiving. I'm like, we just can't go together.
Like
Really?
you
Oh.
go
then
Monday, I'll go
Because
Tuesday.
like we can't go die
So you-
together.
But like, are you thinking like that the plane? Because it's just like it's the parachutes.
Good point. Is the
right?
plane going down or
Is
the
plane
parachute's
going
not
down?
opening?
Either
Because then
one.
at that
Who
point, you
knows?
shouldn't even fly
I
together.
don't know.
Anywhere.
This
You
is just
know.
sounding
I
bad.
mean,
yeah.
you're not wrong.
So I don't know.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
just saying.
In
Have you
my
been
paranoia,
skydiving?
I never have.
You haven't been skydiving.
I haven't been skydiving.
Have you?
Oh yeah,
That's
I
the one
used to
person I
get-
thought would be. Is
I
I
Charles.
used to have my license. I haven't done it in a while, but I did all the 25 jumps to like get my certification, and
Did
I've
you
jumped.
go
I've
by
jumped
yourself?
by
Cool.
myself like 12 times.
That's great.
What?
But
Let's
to be
go.
honest,
Fucking
to
wild.
be honest, now that I'm getting older and everything we just talked
We
about,
just had this talk last
we
night.
just had this
Did
last night.
you?
He came over last night and we talked about this. I don't see the reward in the risk. An influencer online said it best. You got two options with skydiving: success or death. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like realistically like rock climbing where you could fall and break your back and recover, and there's like levels of risk. You die or you live.
Yeah.
Is that worth it?
I don't
Are
know.
you willing to flip a coin and go,
I don't know.
I
threw
had
him
to,
the-
like,
I
think
threw
about
him
that.
it, Yeah,
I had
threw
to
him
think
the
about that and
ultimates.
go like, yeah, you're right. Out of everything in the world, like I'd rather go buy a dirt bike and pin it down the sketchiest thing than like flip the coin.
Yeah. No,
I-
I
I
totally
threw
know
it,
what you
though.
mean.
I tossed him the ideas. I'm like, hey, you got 50-50. What if you hit a power line? What if?
And you start throwing all these
Oh my
other
God,
things
you're
out
like,
there,
fuck.
and I was like, that makes it so much riskier.
I've been 3 times, and now you're getting in my head. I'm like, I don't think I need to
You're
go
like, I'm
again.
not going
I'm
anymore.
Don't let
done.
me get in your
No,
head.
I'm
I was
done.
more just messing with Scooter last night.
Funny, bringing it back to Cope. We were at my bachelor party, and I was like, guys, let's go skydiving, and we're in Moab. I'm like, come on, let's just get drunk and go skydiving. And I was
Chris.
trying to convince these guys. Chris was like, look, I'm down, bro, but no one can strap onto me and jump with me legally.
Mhm.
I'm too big. He goes, so either we just steal some parachutes and we're just sending it,
Oh my
or we're not
God.
doing it. And I was like, well, we gotta get real drunk. to do
Have you
that."
ever seen that
Poor guy.
Brett Keisner or whatever his
Bert?
name is? Bert
Kreischer,
He has
you
like
butchered that.
he's got a skit where he goes skydiving with Rachel Ray, and he's like, Rachel Ray takes me up there, and they're like on a TV show, and he's like, what's the most terrifying thing you could ever do? And Bert's like, skydiving. Next day, she calls him, we're going skydiving.
Oh, yeah, I've
He's
seen
like,
that.
skydiving, and he's up there, and he's like, man, I'm a big dude, and like it's the weirdest feeling. You're just sitting on another grown man's lap, strapped into him, dick to butt, and if you die, you're going dick to butt into the earth, and that's how you die.
It's very intimate having to like sit on someone's lap and get like strapped in. Yeah, poor
It is,
Chris
though.
is always so sad. He's like, I just can't do it. Like,
I'm not gonna
no
lie
one
though.
will
When I
What's
was
the weight
me.
limit?
Probably, I think he said like 200 or like 220 or something like that.
I don't know,
think
but
probably
it's got to.
200, and
I'm
he's like, I
more
can't
thinking
do
with
it.
him,
Huh.
it's a height limit.
Yeah,
Because
You
the
think?
instructor probably has to be able to
Put their
land
feet
and put their
first.
feet.
Yeah.
And Chris is probably like double the instructor.
Probably.
That's so
Yeah.
true. They're like, tuck your legs.
Probably. Chris is like, I'm running, bro.
Yeah, they're like, their feet are just like not
Dude's
even on
just
the ground
piggybacking
yet.
Chris.
Maybe it is a height thing. I don't know, but I feel like we've talked about the weight limit. He's like, I don't think I could physically get down to what the weight limit is. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's fair.
Damn,
That
that's
was-
unfortunate.
I
Could
know.
he learn on the iFly like indoor? Is there a way you can get certified?
He can do
indoors?
the iFly, but one thing that I was thinking about doing is if I get my license to be able to jump with someone else, which is like 200 jumps, which is a lot, then technically he could strap me to his back, and then he could just jump. And then on his
Goose
parachute.
just hooked onto the
That's
cube.
exactly, yeah, you're just holding on
I'll
to
just
him.
hold on like his
Yeah.
backpack, and then Cope can jump and have a good time. I'll pull the chute.
But like, but how much does it cost to go like skydiving?
It's like 100 some
They have
bucks.
they have packages. So if you're trying to get licensed, you can buy like for $900 gets you X amount of jumps, this, that, and the other,
No. But then do you have to buy your own parachute too?
or rent every time,
How much
Ooh.
is that?
depending on the place. So like
Oh, so it's
They're a
20
couple
like
grand.
20
like 4K.
package.
well, no, like $20 to rent your chute today, or $20 per jump to like take one of their shoots
Oh,
type
okay.
deal, versus 5-10 grand on your own chute.
What about when
Okay.
you go by yourself? Did you have to pack your own parachute and roll it, or do
So you can
have
pay the depending on the place too. You have to know how to pack it to
Okay.
get your license and pack your own chute, but they have people there called packers that you tip out, and they're literally like 19-year-old hippie rock climber dudes
that
that
that's all they
pack
do is
all day,
pack 'em?
and then you tip them out.
What did you do? Did you pack your own?
I tipped them to pack.
You did,
I
yeah.
trusted someone who packs 300 shoots a
Yeah,
day
you're like, they
versus
know
some-
this.
Yeah,
they know it.
that's their
like-
job.
yeah.
Let them do their job.
Does
Yeah.
somebody else pack your reserve chute?
So the reserves you don't pack actually; they come pre-packed, and once you use your reserve, you have to buy another one.
Is
That's
it like
something I
like an
learned.
Avi pack, like a canister that blows them out or
It's-
something?
It's like 99.9%, and I could be butchering this, but like those open, like they open. So the idea of like it really hit going bad has to go real bad.
Is
Yeah.
the backup chute smaller
Interesting.
than the main chute?
I don't know. Yeah.
Come on, man, you're my knowledge in this department.
You guys are
I
like,
say we just scrap this idea and we all just go bungee jumping.
Let's
why don't we
Let's
just
go.
do it?
Let's
and
start
s-
there.
Let's
Yeah.
go bungee jumping.
Let's do it. Is there a place out in Utah? Does anyone know?
I'm
Is there
sure though
something?
we got enough
I don't know.
canyons and
Has to
things.
be,
We got
right?
enough high places here.
We're close
Yeah.
enough to
Dream
I
Vegas.
did it at a
junkies.
fair once, but I don't feel like that really counts. Like off of a crane.
This guy's onto something.
Yeah.
I say we hit Vegas and just pull the stratosphere and
The
go
stratosphere,
for it.
yeah.
You could
Yeah.
jump off the stratosphere.
I
Yeah.
will pee myself. Like I
That
will
would be
okay.
need
fun
clothes.
as hell with our
That
group.
would be, it adds to the fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need.
We're going
something.
to NAB in April. We
Let's
could
do it.
we
Shit,
could
dude.
put him on
Let's
the
do it.
strat.
I'm shitting and pissing myself on the way
We're
down.
gonna strap
Probably
some
throwing
cameras
up.
to
Why
you.
so why so? Why would
it's
that
all
happen?
coming out, bro. Like I cannot
Everything.
control it if I'm free falling.
300 people a day jump off the
Uh,
stratosphere. 0 have any accidents. Alex comes
shits
up.
and pisses.
Can I
No,
just?
that's
I
awesome.
would pay to watch.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
that'll be a good
Okay.
video.
Thank you.
Okay,
Love
shit,
this.
some-
Kind of
on the
the
stratosphere.
same, but jumping subjects a little bit. Hunter, what's the craziest stunt you've done on a set? Have you done much
Honestly,
stunts?
No, I haven't even gotten to do that many.
Do you
I-
want to?
Yes, I always want. I want to be like the Tom Cruise.
I was about to say, would you Tom
Love it.
Cruise it and be like, no, I want to try?
Fuck yeah.
I
they're
fe- if
like,
I'm an actor,
no.
that's
You're
what
like,
I would
no.
do.
Yeah,
It's
right?
the liability, right?
Yeah,
How do you
they're
get
like, we
around
can't
that?
get
Like
insurance.
how? Oh, okay.
I
So the
don't
company
know.
has to carry insurance for you.
Yeah,
to do
they're
Do
like-
you have to
That's a
get
good point.
certified or something? Like go through classes to learn how to do these stunts?
I think depends on like what the different stunt level is. I'm assuming, but usually they have like a stunt coordinator and then someone else that's gonna do it
To that
for
point,
you.
like, yeah, if you're sword fighting, you'd probably meet with like a sword fighting specialist
Yeah, I know.
and
Stuff that
train
we-
with them.
Yeah,
and,
stuff that
like-
we've done before in the past. Like usually the actors will come and like they'll sit down with the stunt coordinators for like weeks before, depending on what it is, and then they'll go over it
Yeah.
and you'll practice and learn the routine or whatever stunt you're doing, and so
That's
that
cool.
you know what's going on.
Dream stunt scene, go.
Dream stunt scene.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh. I would love. I always pictured myself being like a motocross girly. I don't know why.
Have you ever seen Motocrossed, the Disney movie?
Fuck
That's a
yeah,
good
I
one.
have. It was one of my
Yeah.
favorite Disney
If you
originals.
paint your fingernails, it helps with the bar vibration. Oh, I love that movie.
It was
Facts.
such a good movie.
Facts.
That something
All the
like
guys
that.
show up with painted fingernails. Oh, I love it.
I love that movie, but my sister, she did a movie where she had to do fight training, like weeks and weeks. I think actually months of fight training
Yeah.
for like crazy fight scenes, multiple
That
fight
would be
scenes.
fun.
And it seemed like so much fun.
Because you're technically, production's paying for it. So essentially, you're just
Mhm.
getting,
Free
in
training
most
in a
parts.
way.
But yeah, you're just getting
Yeah.
free training or free whatever. And then you're kind of becoming like
A
a
badass.
very universal person. Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
think about
super
that with
sick.
like Tom Cruise or Will Smith and stuff. Like they get to do so many cool things like that.
Like, how does Tom Cruise get around his contracts?
Yeah.
Money.
hmm I think.
I mean,
yeah.
you're probably he's probably
It's all the
paying
bling,
for,
man.
he's probably
Fair.
paying for most of
I
it.
just don't know how they insure the movies that he's on. I just have no idea.
Oh,
I
How
don't
do
God,
know
you
no.
his money.
insure an actor jumping off a cliff 6 times
Six
in
times
one
with
day
their-
base jumping?
I
You
know.
just don't
Base
insure him.
jumping. That is sketchy.
Maybe he's got his own.
He signs his
Maybe,
own thing.
maybe
Yeah.
he
Like-
does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. He's an executive.
If you know,
producer on it.
comment.
Yeah, if someone knows.
How does
now
Tom
I'm
Cruise
gonna
get around
dive
his
in deep
contract?
on
I was
YouTube
about to say,
know who it
guys,
is.
I think we know. He owns the LLC of that franchise. Like he produces
Probably.
it, so he just says, "I'm doing it."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
He's in
I'm
charge.
doing it, or we're
Yeah.
not doing the movie.
Yeah, he goes, "It's
Like,
my movie."
happening.
So.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
No, the coolest thing I've ever done, which is so lame, but I jumped onto a boat on a moving boat off of a dock. They're like, "Are you sure you've got this?" And I was like,
That's
"You
sick.
guys, the gap is like 1.5 feet. Like I think I can do this." And
Was it
not-
like full action scene or was it like just
no,
step off?
No, it was like a wait, kind
Uh,
of like a rom-com moment.
Yeah,
like
jump
don't leave
Jump into
without
the
me.
arms of the
Misses the
lover.
boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
I
Kind
got
of
it.
moment. Yeah.
boat.
Miss-
Hits the back deck. no,
Even
no, no.
that though, I had to fight for them to let me do that. I did get to jump off the boat and into the water, so that was fun. But I was like, just fucking let me do it.
Can I do one thing, please?
Yeah, I was like, I need to just come on.
That would
this
be
is
my
not...
biggest struggle. Like as an actor, I'd be like, give it to me all. Like I want to do it all.
I know, I want to, but usually you're just met with no. You're like, okay.
And at that
Alright.
point, yeah, you're like, all right.
Yeah, imagine like the Chris Cope being like, no, you're not gonna argue with Chris Cope. You're gonna be like, okay. Like,
Yeah, that's why Chris is in the position he's in though, because goddamn, when that man, if shit needs to go down or shit needs to be told no, you ain't arguing with him.
no. You'd be
That is
dumb
one
to
person
argue
where you go,
with
yep,
him.
yes sir.
Yeah.
You want to go upstairs again? Yep, let's go back upstairs. I'll take it back up. You want the lights up there again? I got you.
You want Charles to be quiet or in the snow? All
Fuck
right.
it. Yeah, whatever.
Throw me
you
in the
need,
snow.
man.
Whatever you need. Whatever you need. We need to buy that man a pair of snow boots, truly. That's like the
I'm
what
gonna
we've
buy
learned
him
here.
a jacket and snow boots one day.
They'll just sit in the closet though.
He's not
And
gonna
snow
use 'em.
pants. He wears jeans all the time.
They're not even jeans. They're like a thing. I don't
Like
even know what
this.
they're.
like this.
They're like that.
Yeah.
And he's just in like the negative degree weather. He's like,
So many
"Yeah,
people
yeah."
watching this are gonna be like, "Who is this man they're talking about the whole time?"
He's a local celebrity.
Watch this podcast.
Watch our
Yeah.
podcast.
I was about to say he's on our last podcast. You should know who we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, if you're an avid listener, you will know who Chris Cope is.
So what's in the works for Hunter going forward?
What do you have coming up?
Well, hopefully
Or
another,
coming out?
right? Hopefully another
Wait,
Hallmark soon.
I was like, you just finished. Can we talk about what you're filming in another country?
wait, what did I film?
Oh boy.
Weren't you in Ireland?
Oh, that was but that already came out.
It's
Yeah.
already out.
Yeah,
So
that
let's
one
talk
came
about
out.
it.
Hallmark is super quick like that. You know, other things
That's
will take
really fast. Actually,
very very long time, but that out and filmed and out in less than a year.
Are Hallmarks your favorite type of movies because of that to make, or do you have?
Or was Give Me Your Eyes better?
I mean, I did love Give Me Your Eyes. I think Hallmark is really fun because they just shoot so quickly too. Like you can do a lot of other things.
Mhm.
It's easy to, try to go out for other projects or just if you wanted to have a family. Like Hallmark makes that possible because their shoots are 3 weeks long.
Yeah.
So that is super nice, and I like that they are.
And you were in a
lighthearted.
different country.
Got to go to a different. I got to film. My first one was in Hawaii, so that was super cool. I filmed in
Nice.
Canada.
I've always wanted to film a movie in Hawaii.
It was
It's
so
just a month
fun.
vacation essentially, right?
If
If
Did
you're
you
an
stay?
actor,
And I feel like crew.
no.
It was
Bro.
so.
I'm happy
fun,
when I'm
though.
at work. I'm with
Mountainous
my
I've
friends.
done a
terrain.
bunch of shows
Right?
in Hawaii. It is brutal.
Oh, because
Really?
there's sand and it's hot outside.
No,
No.
it's hot outside and it's humid, and we
You
very
know you're about
rarely
to say
are
yes.
filming on the sand. Very rarely have I filmed in Hawaii where we're actually like on the beach.
But
you
that would
gotta,
be
gotta
sh-
work on a Hallmark in Hawaii.
Well, I feel like the beach
Apparently.
would be the worst. Like
Yeah.
filming with Outer Banks. Oh my god, dude! carrying shit across the sand 24/7.
Yeah, that sucks.
That
It
I
sucks.
can only
Suck.
imagine.
And then
that's
you
so
don't get to
hard.
go in the water.
You do if you wear the appropriate clothes that day.
No, but if you're not filming in the water that day,
Yeah.
you're just humping heavy stuff in the sand.
I'll take a quick 20 second.
Quick
What's up, boys?
Where's Alex?
Quick
He's
20.
swimming
His head's
again.
in the water.
And
Oh
you're
my God.
fired. It's been an hour, Alex. You're out.
Hold on.
Okay, the coolest thing did happen though when we were filming in Hawaii, right on the sand at this resort, and all of a sudden we just see some guy like standing there. He had a mask on, it's during COVID, sunglasses, hat. He's just this big buff guy just standing watching, and his wife. And then all of a sudden people are like, "That's the Rock, that's the Rock," and he was just standing there watching. I was like, wouldn't you think that he'd be so sick of filming?
Right.
He'd be like, "Oh fuck this!" Like sees a crew
like,
just like
Goes
done.
opposite
Filling
way.
it
Yeah.
up.
I'm not gonna
He's
lie.
like,
I've heard
"Why did he
amazing
coming out?
things
Did he
about
say
that.
hi or
I said
anything?
hi.
Yeah.
And I said the stupidest shit, you guys. This is one of my worst moments. Oh my God. I will never live this down. I didn't know what to say to him. I was just so flustered. And he kind of gave me like a little like that. And
It's
I was
the
like,
classic Rock
the Rock.
arm bump.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but just like on my arm. And I was like, ooh, man, I didn't know that the Rock punches like a bitch.
You said that?
Yep.
That
Don't
is
know why.
awesome.
And I was like, I'm going to go.
You
And-
called the Rock
I
out?
called the Rock a bitch.
What was his
awesome.
reaction to you?
He laughed. I was like, I think that's the first person that's ever called him like a
Yeah.
weak bitch.
I was
But
about to say you're probably
Yeah.
the only person because like he
That's
actually gets
awesome.
sensitive from what I've seen. Sensitive with stuff like that on his WWE thing.
really?
Some guy made a joke that he wrote his lines on his wrist for things he has to say, and he had like interviews after how mad he was about that.
He's like, don't.
But like
Oh,
in
did he
your
do-
position, you're like, shit, did I piss him off?
I'm like blacklisted.
No, but
She'll
I
never
feel
work
like
in
in that
Hollywood again.
position is the only way something like that was someone like could have played out so perfectly.
Just
That's
a
awesome.
chick being like, the Rock punches like a bitch.
And
It's
him
like,
just having to
what?
take
What
it.
is this?
Like, what does he do? Get mad at the main star of the movie right there?
Of the
Like,
little Hallmark movie, but yeah, he was like, "What are you guys filming?" And then the guy, the lead actor, Bo, he was doing. We were in wetsuits, and he had his like halfway down. So to prepare for like the scene we were gonna do, he was taking oxygen tanks because we were scuba
Oh, yeah.
divers, and he was
And-
like, I don't know, doing like curls with them to try to get like a little
Get
muscle
pumped?
pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a
And then
pump
the
going?
Rock was like, I saw what you're doing. That was, I'm gonna take some notes. It was pretty cool. I was like, this is the coolest interaction I've ever had.
He goes home, buys oxygen tanks.
That's
Right?
great, yeah.
We see the his Instagram. He's like,
let's be
"Oh,
honest.
what?"
Dwayne knows, man.
Have you seen Rock's
He's-
gym, dude? Have you
Oh,
seen his
24.
gym?
His
Full of
traveling
Oh my
gym.
gosh.
That
Dude,
thing is crazy.
Yeah.
homie's
Insane.
He almost got it figured out.
He just brings like a 24-hour fitness with him,
Yeah.
basically. It's just massive.
Yeah.
At
Mobile-
that
mobile
point,
gym.
like, I would too. I'm gonna be honest. If you're The Rock, I'm gonna be like,
You got to stay buff.
yeah.
You gotta stay buff.
That's like your thing, you know? That's like, got to stay buff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
Baywatch
I
is
think
so
that's.
good.
I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna train so hard for the next year. Try to get as buff as I can. So that way, I'm like, that's my job is to just be buff.
So
and
bring
then
me
try
my
to
gym.
Get a
Yeah.
Next time you see
set.
Dwayne, you're like, "What's up, bitch?"
Yeah.
Punch him in the arm.
He's all buffed out.
And then when we film Give Me Your Eyes 2 one day, we'll have a traveling gym with us, guys.
They're
There
like,
we
wait,
go.
did she
Yeah.
just become like an assassin badass? What happened?
She's got a mobile
You
gym
should
with
like-
her.
First, you couldn't walk
Yo.
out her front door. Now she's over here like killing people. All right.
I like this journey though. This is good. I think
It's
we
an
gotta pitch it to Gary
evolution.
and Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're opening up.
This
So,
is
do you
good.
have anything on the near horizon that you plan to work on?
Another Hallmark hopefully very soon. It's just everything with the strike got put on
Yeah.
hold, and
Yeah.
so everything is just kind of slowly getting back into play. And then my boyfriend Chris, that we've been talking about, he and I wrote a script, so hopefully we can do something with that soon. And then writing another
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that we can hopefully shoot here soon. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we know we'll see you on that one. for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah. No, you
Yeah.
guys will all be there. Yeah.
I was like, we got a lot of cool things in the works. I'm excited for it. A lot of stuff this year that will be coming out. But from things we talked about today, people listening, where can they see some of the stuff you've been on? Where are some of these movies available to watch? What can they-
Well, Hallmark is where most of the things that I've worked on are. You can find it. I actually don't know how you find old Hallmark movies that have previously come out. I think they just live on
Do
the
they have an
Hallmark.
app? They have to have an app.
They
Like a
have a
Hallmark
chat.
app?
They
Like
have, like,
Netflix?
Do they have an app, like Hallmark
Website.
app?
they
don't
do,
know.
but I think you have to have like a cable provider
yeah.
to log into it. So I think depending on who your cable provider is, if not, I know that sometimes they go to Peacock and
There's
they
the
live on
business
Peacock
idea
for a
of the
while.
month.
Yeah.
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
Make a streaming platform because every mom in America would subscribe to that streaming platform.
Yes, agreed with that. And then I know that Give Me Your Eyes It was on Amazon
Were you able to
In
stream
South
it?
America,
in South America.
not in America.
Not in America.
Were you,
no.
have you
Yeah,
seen it
bro.
though?
I got a copy from the producers that
Yeah.
like an emailed copy, but
Same. Okay.
yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Well, not me. And I was like,
I'll
all
share
right.
it with you.
Whatever.
Set up my VPN, log into that country.
Oh,
I do
that's
all
smart.
this stuff,
There you go.
and it still wouldn't let me stream it though. It's like it knew I was using like
They knew.
Amazon's outsmarting. the
They totally
system.
Surfshark?
They did.
We
yeah.
tried to do it.
Okay.
It wouldn't let us.
Yeah.
We'll send it to you.
Shoot.
Yeah.
But
Gary,
there's
Julie.
It was number one though.
It was. It was
for
number
quite a
one.
while
yeah.
in South America.
It was. So hopefully it'll be coming to Amazon soon here in
We
the
can pat
U.S.
ourselves on the back for that one.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to South America since?
I have never been.
I wonder if you went to South America and like walked down or went to Walmart, people would be like,
Give me
Give
your eyes.
Give me
You
your
should
eye.
"You should go and just see." I mean,
What
it
are
was
you doing out of
number
your
one.
house? Like,
Social experiment.
Hunter's like,
That's a good
I
idea.
actually got that on my way over here. I'm just kidding. Hunter's great.
yeah. So hopefully it'll be here on Amazon soon. I know that they're working to make that happen, but
Oh, cool.
until then, gotta VPN it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
figure
South
out some
America.
streaming.
Yeah.
Or maybe you live in South America.
or
Yeah,
that. Or that.
There's that option.
I'm surprised though, because it's half in English, right?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised there's not a version on an American streaming platform to watch it.
I
It's
don't
all about
understand the
those
business
distribution
side
rates.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We'll,
know.
we'll talk to
That's
we'll talk to
way
the
over my
producer.
head.
Yeah.
We're not involved on that side of it.
Just hit record.
I stand there and look pretty.
Just say record. I just say things that people write for me, so that's about it.
I
So,
just read words on
Yeah.
paper and
that's it.
show up when I'm supposed to.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
This
thanks so
was
much for being
fun.
here. It was
Yeah.
a blast.
I cannot
So thank
wait
you.
for our projects in the future and our bungee jumping.
Yeah.
Guess
Uh,
we're going to
adventures.
Vegas.
So stay
Yeah.
tuned for some bungee jumping
Yeah.
and our future projects
A
with
traveling
Miss Hunter King.
A
podcast for that one. I'll
we
make
go.
it happen.
We
Let's
could
go.
do a podcast in Vegas. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
So cool.
And then we'd be like, "What did we do today? We jumped out the stratosphere."
Oh my god.
Like shit himself.
It-
Yeah, great.
really stuck on that, aren't you? You're manifesting that to happen.
I
He
know
totally
it's
is.
gonna
It's
happen.
gonna
but
happen.
You're willing
like-
it into
At least when it
existence.
happens, all of us won't be in shock.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
be like,
I'm preparing you.
We
Okay,
know
That's
what's
actually
happening.
really
welcome.
smart. Have like all have those like clear umbrellas just in
Oh,
case.
God.
So, okay, that'll be your guys' gift.
Don't be at the bottom. I'll go first.
and we're out. we
Please
love you guys.
Please like and subscribe and check out some of our other videos. Thanhanks so much.
And we'll see you on
Bye.
set.
Shit myself.
Oh, that was good. That's hilarious.